Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Just a little heads up, this is my first voiceover, so just bear with me because, to be honest, this is my second attempt at my voiceover. Actually, probably the third attempt at this voiceover because the first time I didn't I didn't know what I was doing. And the second time I finally recorded it. I recorded the whole voiceover and then for some reason it did not save. So this is my attempt, my third attempt, I guess, technically, at doing this voiceover. So, third time's the charm. But anyway, so yeah, just bear with me. But also, if you happen to hear anything in the background, it's my dog is underneath me, so it could just be him making noise. Although he's pretty quiet, I don't think he's gonna be too obnoxious. But yeah. So if you hear anything, that's just him. Um, but today, as you can see, the build already started. I wanted to build a thrift and bubble tea store because I did end up buying the high school pack, even though I didn't want to spend that kind of money, but I did because I kept seeing the build items and I don't know, I loved the build items in it, and I'm, starting out building in The Sims. Um, So I had to get it because I wanted it for the build items. But anyway, yeah, I did the thrift and bubble tea store, but the other one that came with the pack was a little bit too, I don't know, I guess bubbly, you could say. I didn't want it with all the pinks and the blues and the pastel colors, and I didn't really want it to look like a happy place, I guess I could say, but not exactly like not a happy place, but I don't know. I wanted it to look a little bit more, gothic, I guess, gothic-ish, with reds and blacks and darker tones, and that's just the theme I was going for. I'm actually currently playing in my game with a sim, a teen sim, who's kind of got that aesthetic to her. She's a little bit more gothic, wears a lot of black, and I don't know. So she was kind of just the basis behind this build. I kind of wanted a place for her to go, so I thought, high school, the bubble tea, because again, she's a teen and she lives on her own. She's actually anyway, so yeah, I wanted her to have a place to go, kind of make money, I guess, because she doesn't have a lot of money. So I figured this would be a good place. Like later on, you'll see in the build, I added a microphone, like a little couch area with a microphone, and I think I added a guitar. So I figured she can go there and I don't know, play for some tips and make some money here. So, and also the thrift part of it with the clothes, you can, create outfits and sell them and make money. So that's why I wanted to create this type of build. But like, and again, like I said, she's not the pinks and all those kind of colors. She's more darker. So I went with this theme for that kind of builds. But anyway, as you could see, the exterior's, kind of done-ish. Adding the windows. I really, really loved these stained glass windows from the Get Together pack, I think it is. With this red in it because I did have a wallpaper in mind that I wanted to use on the inside, which is red. You'll see when I put it in. So I figured these stained glass windows would look so good and just tie the inside together. But I didn't want it to be too overpowering with them, so I figured if I just stick a couple on the side and that like really cool one in the back, that boxy one, I just thought it would like really just tie the inside together. But yeah, you'll see me. I kind of go from the inside to the outside a little bit. I had a little trouble. The landscaping, I'm not the best at landscaping. I really have trouble trying to get into it. And then when I do get into it, I get a little carried overboard. I get a little carried away with it. So, yeah, I was having trouble. I couldn't figure out trees and stuff because I thought about using those like dead type of trees from the vampire pack in this, but then I was thinking, I don't know, it looks too dark and I don't know, dead. So I didn't want to use those trees. So I figured, all right, I'll add a little bit of color. But I just couldn't figure out the placement of them. Trees give me a really hard time. I don't know why. But I had this empty space over here, so I figured instead of a tree, why not a fountain? But then I added these like moss, these dark green moss and stuff to make it a little bit more I don't know, not grunge, I guess grungy-ish. I don't know, a little bit more rundown. I don't know. I just figured it added to the theme of the build. And then the plants, I didn't want to go too heavy with any color. I didn't want it to look too, I don't know, perky. I wanted the theme, the gothic. I'm gonna say gothic. I don't even know if this is gothic. I'm sorry if it's not. I apologize, but that's just kind of what was in my head when I did this. So I added a lot of reds, a lot of whites. I had a little bit of purple. You'll see a tiny bit of pink there, but that's about all the pink I put in there. Just because I don't know, for some reason I love those flowers. I put them in all my outside builds. But yeah, I didn't want to go too heavy with color, so I did use a lot of reds and a lot of whites. Um, Again, this isn't like any picture from reference. Like I didn't go online and find a picture or anything. I just started playing with this sim and just her aesthetic kind of was in my head, and I just had this idea of the bubble tea shop because I was going to the one that came with the high school pack, and I was like, I kind of want to build one. So yeah, my sim kind of inspired me to make this build. So that's just kind of how it came to mind. Usually my builds, I don't have like a reference photo or anything. I kind of just go to what's in my head. I apologize. I think my phone is ringing. If you hear ringing in the background, I'm so sorry. I'm in my basement, so I can't really go get the phone and turn it off. So if you hear ringing, it's just my phone. I'm sorry. Anyway, I have no idea what I was just saying, but I think it was about my builds. But yeah, I did want to try. I've seen people do that where they go online, they find a photo, and then they try to recreate it the best they can. I haven't done that yet. I kind of want to try that. So I may do that with upcoming builds, but I usually just kind of build whatever comes to mind, like just whatever pops in my head. I just kind of go with. Sometimes it turns out all right, and then sometimes I get really frustrated and I give up and I close out of the game and I walk away. So it all just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But yeah, the outside you'll see I added a lot of dark green bushes around it just to add a little bit of color. I didn't want it to look too strong in color, but that debug, I added a debug fence along it. I was gonna just do it around the flower part, but then I again got carried away and I did it all around the edge. And I just thought those like posts that came with it just kind of added to the theme. So I thought, if I did the fence and the post, they would look really cool together. So I just kind of did it all the way around. It kind of kept the bushes in line too, and I don't know. And then I don't know. I just added. You see, I'm adding some lights around it just so the building doesn't look too dark. But yeah, those trees, those trees that are those really tall ones, you can see next to this build, I did a cafe a while ago. It's on my channel if you want to check it out. I have the build up there. I use those in a lot of my builds too because they're just one of my favorite trees because I'm terrible at picking out trees. So I figured if I added a couple of those to this build, it would just kind of like tie in the one next door and it wouldn't make it look too weird. So I thought those trees would be like really cool just to put in, just to tie the one next to it. But yeah, that's my cafe build next door, which is on my channel. So go check that out if you want to. And then I just added the bubble tea sign. You can see just so you knew what kind of building it was on the outside. And then this little thing from, I think, Get to Work, this little sign post, concrete, whatever the heck it is. I thought that would be really cool to put against the fountain just to add an extra little signage. I don't know. I just thought that looked really cool against the fountain. And then, yeah, so that's really it. Soon you'll see me. Okay, here we go. We're getting to the inside of the build. I did add that little, I separated the front and the inside. I added a little, platform there. I raised it up because I wanted it to be where you could just kind of like walk in and step down. I don't know. I like adding a little bit of platform into each build just to divide the rooms up and make it a little bit more cohesive, I guess. But that red wallpaper, that's the one I was talking about. I had that in mind, so I pretty much knew I was going to use that wallpaper. So that's why when I saw those windows, I was like, yes, I have to use those windows because I knew that it was going to tie the reds in together and it was just going to look really good. Here I'm starting to build the bathroom, which The bathroom I had trouble with. I put the stairs in the middle, which I really didn't want the stairs in the middle like this on my builds, but because I had the half flooring on the top where that balcony is, and I wanted it to just be like partly open so you could look down into the bubble tea part. The stairs kind of had to go there. I didn't really have much of a choice, but it gave me such a hard time with this bathroom because I couldn't figure out where to put the bathroom at first. And then I thought, well, I could just put it in the corner. You know, you don't need the whole place to be open for the bubble tea. But then I was trying to put these toilets in these one by one rooms. Just I knew your sim wouldn't be able to use the toilet in there. At least I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have been able to. So I had to stretch it out, and then I didn't like it where the door was. So I mean, later on you'll see that I end up recreating this bathroom, and I changed it up a bit because it wasn't working for me. I have trouble with bathrooms sometimes. They just give me a hard time, but I really like adding those little paper towel things and the soap dispenser type things from the Get to Work pack because I don't know, I just love those in a what do you call it? Uh wow, I am a loss for words. The public type of buildings. That's what I was trying to look for, the word public. Like a public bathroom type of thing. I like adding those paper towels and the soap dispensers because it just adds some more realistic play, I think. Because, you know, you go to a public bathroom and you're not going to be like wiping your hand with a nice hand towel. So, anyway, so the top you see here, I'm starting to build the thrift part of it with the clothing racks and everything. Again, I didn't want like those pastel colors, so you see me use a lot of the dark browns and the darker like oranges and stuff. I just wanted it to be more cohesive with the theme. But yeah, this part your sim can go shop and create outfits to sell and make money like I was trying to do. And then downstairs is this little bubble tea area with some seating around. You'll see around the windows and the staircase. And then to the right, eventually we'll get there. That corner is going to be like a little couch seating area with like a little microphone, so your sim could go sing or play guitar to make some extra cash, or you know whatever you want, or just like a teen hangout spot. You know whatever you want to do, but. I really liked these tables and chairs because I just thought they looked a little more vintage and I don't know, just a little bit more not used, but like I just feel like they fit the theme. But here, again, I'm going to jump. You'll see me. I'm finally fixing the bathroom because it was just driving me nuts. And I opened it up a little bit next to the stairs so your sim could kind of walk through. It wasn't like blocked off. They didn't have to walk all the way around. But I ended up putting the toilets in sideways. I only added 2 toilets because it just fit better. And then, so that's how I did the bathroom because, you know, it just looks better. And of course, you know, you have to have the little toilet holders and everything. And for my builds, you'll notice I use a plunger in it almost every time because it's just, like I said, adds the realistic. And I just love debug items. I love going into debug and I use a lot of debug items. So that's just how it is. But and those curtains, I don't really use those curtains very often. I'm not really a huge fan of them. But for this type of aesthetic of a build, I just thought those curtains really fit in. I was trying so hard not to make this look like a vampire build, but in the end, I think it kind of looked a little vampire-ish because I used a lot of the packs from the vampire pack. But it still looks pretty cool. And then this is a little seating area where the couch and everything is. I kind of do this a lot, I've noticed. Well, maybe not a lot, but I do think I do this more often than I should. I like putting a couch at an angle in weird fitting corners like this. Like, it didn't look right being just like straight, so I like putting the couch at an angle because it just kind of closes off that little section to make it look a little separate, but then it's not like where it's like completely closed off. So it just kind of makes that corner look like its own little corner. So that's why I like just doing that. But here I just put some couches and some bookshelves and stuff in the front of it because I figured this could be like a little, I don't know, study area or hangout area for your Sims. They can just come and sit and read or whatever with their friends. And those candle opera things I just put on the table, I was obsessed with those. I don't know, I saw those and I was like, oh my god, I have to add those to my build. So I put the table there. You'll see me, I'm about to put like little end tables. I put more of those little candle opera things on these little end tables because they just, I don't know, they were just so cute and they just, I don't know, they fit so well. I had to add more of them. But yeah, I used a lot of stuff from like the Vampire Pack, Get Together, high school, obviously. I use a lot of high school items too. And even dine out, like those little lights on the tables, you'll see I even use the little menus because I thought that was really cute. So I used dine out. I I don't know how many packs I actually used in this, but I think I used a lot. So I'm sorry to anybody who doesn't have all the packs. I just sometimes I get a little carried away. But yeah, I didn't want to add a lot of plants, so I just thought that knight in the corner looked kind of cool. He kind of like fit this aesthetic, so I kind of stuck him in the corner because I don't really use that in my builds, and I don't know, he just looked kind of cool, so I just put him there, and then um, I don't know, I was having trouble decorating the wall, so I found just some cute, cool decor things that I don't often use that I just thought fit this build. So I was happy that I got to use things that I don't normally use every time in my builds because it was like a different type of build for me. But yeah, this wall, I don't know how, I wanted this wall to be like for like I felt like, oh, like your group of Sims probably come here a lot. It's like, their hangout place, and it's just somewhere that's frequented. So I built that wall with all the like records from the high school pack because I thought maybe it'd be cool, like this is their hangout. They painted those records maybe. So like they like over time hung up all their like decorated like records, or they put that wall together like it's just somewhere where they go often. So I just wanted it to feel a little bit more like overdone. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I wanted it to just feel like it was a place that, was frequented a lot. Like this is like their place. This is their hangout. Like that's just like the vibe I was getting from it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I don't know. I just wanted that wall to be full of stuff that kind of looked handmade or like crafted by Sims, like just I don't know, full of stuff that just fit it. I'm probably making absolutely no sense. But anyway, so yeah, that's a little corner. Like you have your little seating area over there where you can get your bubble tea, and then, you know, your little area where you can either sing or guitar or do stand up, whatever your sim wants to do, and hang out. And then upstairs is obviously the thrift spot, where they can do all their thrifting. But right now, I think most of the build is done at this point. I think right now I'm just doing a lot of decorations. I'm just finishing up, like, adding stuff to the walls and just making it all come together. Yeah, I added that little spider decor. I think it's from the Halloween type pack that The Sims comes with. I am deathly afraid of spiders. I don't like bugs. So I was surprised at myself for putting it there, but I just thought it looked really cool and it just fit the theme, and I don't know. I just had to add that spider for some reason. I don't know. But but yeah, I now looking back at it, I see that the bubble tea shop is kind of like that blue swatch with the black, and I there wasn't many swatches that really would have went with this theme, so I don't know, maybe I could have changed the color, but it doesn't. It fits alright. It has that gold color in it too, which kind of matches with the little knight in the corner. So I was trying to tie in like the blacks and the golds. That blue pops a little bit too much, but it's not bad. It fits. There wasn't really swatches that fit too well with this theme anyway, so it was the best I could find. Um, but I did that rug in front of it. It looked like broken glass, and I thought it was really cool. It had the reds and the grays and the blacks and the whites and all the colors that went with this theme, so I added that. I thought it was really cool. I had to add it. And then these fluffy rugs from the high school pack, I absolutely love. I love these fluffy rugs, so I knew I had to tie those in somewhere. So I put them up top, and I figured if I layer them a little bit, it would look really cool. And then that egg chair, I really do like that egg chair from the high school pack. But later on, you'll see that I ended up changing it because I found a different pack from the Halloween one that just fit the theme so much better, and it's so cute, and I just had to add it. But, excuse me. Oh, my throat was dry. Now I'm just doing the outside balcony. So yeah, I just added this little outside balcony eating area, just another extra little place for your Sims to kind of sit and hang out with their friends. And I added the lights to the outside. Those little string lights, I just put them into the posts so that they kind of like blended in. And then I wanted to add a little bit more color to the outside to kind of tie the red from the inside of the building to the outside. So I remember this moss, or I don't know what it's called. Moss? Leaves? Whatever it is. From Get Together, I believe. And it was just this red color that I thought fits perfectly with the inside. So I just put a little bit around the building to add a little tiny bit pop of color. And then I did not like the way this roof was. It was just so plain and it was a little too brown. I couldn't find a floor coloring that really fit. So I added this like hanging vines and moss to the top of it because I thought, you know, I just thought it looked cool with the vines hanging over the balcony, and it like just kind of gave a little bit more privacy, I guess. Um, and I just thought it added a little bit more color to the outside of the build because the build is so black and white. I just thought it was cool, and then I found the red kind of sitting one from I think it's Get Together, like the alien type of pack. So I added that with the green a little bit to mix it in, and then you'll see I'm adding a little bit of vines from the vampire pack just to give it a little bit more, I don't know, uh, run down, a little bit more overgrowth on the outside. And then, yeah, I'm just adding a little decor to the roof just because I don't know, I felt like it looked a little plain, a little, um, I don't know. I saw this gargoyle thing and I was like, oh, I gotta add him. I don't know why, but I just have to add him. And then I just moved the sign to the balcony because I just thought it was too much on the top with it. But yeah, now we're just adding a little bit of extra finishing touches. I didn't want to cover those stained glass windows, so I just did the curtains on the other little windows. So, but yeah, I'm just adding some finishing touches up here. You'll see this is the chair I decided to change out, this little ghost chair. Oh my god, I thought it was so cute. And I was like, I have to put that in. So I changed this little ghost chair with the little vampire lamp. And I just thought that was a cute little corner, like for your Sims. Like if your Sim goes shopping with their significant other and your significant other has to like sit there and wait. I don't know. It was just a cute idea. But then I added a couple little plants just to tie it in because I needed some plants. But I think the screenshots are going to be coming up soon. So thank you for checking out my build. I appreciate you guys coming out and watching me ramble for like 20 something minutes. If you like this build and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. I try, I think, to put up once a week. I've been a little bit behind with putting up builds, but yeah, here's the screenshots. Thanks. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next build. Bye.